PulseChain sacrifice, God, amount of stables, the beautiful amount of hex there, billions of dollars. This is basically the entity and different transactions and swaps and stuff they did. Is this a total? Is this $3.5 billion worth of a wallet? Amazing. I don't know if it's spread out over multiple wallets or entities or otherwise, but $3.5 billion if my eyes are reading the correct thing on the screen. A lot of money. I don't think we're paying the devs $10 million a day. So I imagine there'd be plenty of that to go around. Again, no expectations. But if there were to be a plan of how to split this thing up, again, they could very well do nothing. That they could send it to a burn address for all we know. We have no idea what's going to happen. But if they were going to do something, Corey Costa, if the PulseChain war chest or the Loans war chest or Power City or any other project you sacked for, if they were going to do something, before we get into it, tell me which one you think the most, so I can click it so we can see all the percentages while we're talking about it. Which one you think, if you could snap your fingers, any of the SAC money, what would you want them to spend it on the most?
The SAC money regarding for PulseChain and PulseX, I can't see that because I'm far from that. What does that say?
So any PulseChain project, could be PulseChain, could be any of this project sacrificed. So you got 4 choices: marketing and promotion, social media engagement, events and sponsorships, or LP exchange listings, stuff like that. What do you think if you could snap your fingers and in 2024 they spend a percentage of the funds on that, or more than they have been at least? What would you pick?
If there was no consequence from any 3-letter agencies, I would say use that money for LPs, exchange listings for onboarding, because I had this debate with somebody who said, oh, we're going back to Bitcoin. We're becoming decentralized. Why is that a bad thing? And it's not a bad thing at all that we're going back to be decentralized. But the fact is 12 years ago, when all you could do is go and get Bitcoin, basically, from some dude at local Bitcoins, or download an exe file and hold it and hope to Christ that it doesn't go anywhere. Well, there's a reason why Bitcoin had very little value back then, was because only, like you highlighted, technically savvy people were able to garner it. Now, with Bitcoin pairs everywhere, it's very, very easy for someone to buy Bitcoin. It's very easy for someone to buy Ethereum. It's very easy to buy these chains, these projects. It was relatively worthless because it was unknown to the masses at one time, when the only way you could get it was downloading an exe file. So, and again, this is obviously not PulseChain's fault. This is no one's fault that PulseChain doesn't have any exchange listings. That's nobody's fault. We have fake DeFi that's lingering around, and we have obviously centralized exchanges that have some type of negative aspects towards PulseChain, whether it's for the SEC, even though other projects are under SEC scrutiny. I don't know why they're singling out PulseChain. I don't know why they've done it for years. You see it on CoinMarketCap. You see it on CoinGecko. I don't think it's warranted. I think it's unfair, and I don't think it's equitable, because this community is one of the loudest in crypto, and there's no question on that. But if you really want onboarding, you don't make it more difficult. You make it easier. So if I were to use the SAC funds personally, if it were up to me, I would provide more LP on the majority of the larger coins, and I would also, if I could, I would utilize that money to assist in marketing, because what we saw yesterday was a perfect example of marketing outside works. GoPulse, which shout out to GoPulse. GoPulse did fantastic. They did a great job yesterday. They put the hell's it called? They put an article on Market Watch, which is huge, and they put another article, I believe, on either Yahoo or something else. And then B Roots went on Crypto Banter. And I don't believe it's a coincidence that those two things happened, and PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex pumped in value. And the reason why that is because new eyes lead to higher valuations if people find it interesting. Utilizing that money to garner more eyes on people on this particular chain is exactly what this chain needs. So if I were to spend SAC funds, I would utilize those SAC funds in any way possible to create green candles, because green candles is the only thing, in my opinion, that supersedes community in regards to onboarding. When you like Bonk is a perfect example of this. What happened with Bonk is Bonk skyrocketed in value, then everyone talks about it, everyone buys it, then it gets listed on Coinbase. Then, of course, it collapses in value. But the point being is that those green candles were the biggest onboarding components. It's bigger, in my opinion, than any content creator is green candles. And then I would say community is a very, very close second. And I never thought I'd ever say that until recently seeing, how strong this community is, and how big this community is, and how powerful this community is. But yet we're not seeing the price valuations increase how you would infer with such a large community. So that's what I would do personally. Again, I have no control over any SAC funds. I want to make that clear. Either do you. I just want to make that, that's important.
Yeah. When I was thinking of this question too, again, we have no control, no expectations. Nothing may happen with any of the SAC funds. People go buy their own private islands, and hey, that's what sacrifices are for. Hopefully that doesn't happen, obviously. But when just thinking about this and the different ways to do it. So I've always thought, for example, PulseX. Why isn't PulseX the best X in the world right now? Well, it doesn't matter when nobody's here. Like, you really got to have perspective of look around. The only people who are here right now are like the diehard people. The people who are just like in crypto all year round. That is a fraction of everyone in crypto.
That's my point. Thank you.
So I don't care what PulseX looks like right now. I just want it to look really good in 2024. Same thing here with, we haven't seen a lot of marketing, promotion, social media stuff other than grassroots. And that's beautiful. Like, grassroots is how the community stays strong. That's what we need. That stops us from collapsing. That stops us from just evolving into nothing, is people with good motives, intentions, and aligned to make this thing more popular.